Hello there, love bug. How are you? I hope that you're taking care. I love this time of year because it is the perfect time to reset, make new goals, but the most important thing is to look back on the goals that you set for yourself last year at this time. That is why I make this type of video. People always make fun of me for getting so excited about resolutions and goals and things like that. Will, especially, he always at this time of year, he's like, new year, new me. And he's like, what are your resolutions going to be? And he makes fun of me. But I know on here it's a huge deal. Like, everybody does it. But for me, I so much enjoyed looking back on my last year's 2023 like reading plans, because I forgot like what they even were, kind of. And I really enjoyed going back and seeing like, what books did I read, what didn't I read, what did I do, what didn't I do. And it just kind of helps me to kind of make new year goals. So I love this time of year. I love these types of videos. So what I'm doing today is going over how I did in my, how did I do with my reading goals that I set for myself for 2023? How did I do in the grand scheme of things? So I had so much fun yesterday rewatching that video and kind of taking notes, and I actually did pretty well. I did pretty okay. So I'm just gonna get right into it. What my goals were versus what I did. So, okay. My nonfiction goal was 24 nonfiction books. I wanted to read 2 a month. I did not accomplish that at all. And actually, what I wanted to do, so I will link the video down below, even though it's so embarrassing. Like, one of my brothers, actually, I'm so glad that my brothers are so honest with me, because I shared one with one of them just to kind of see what they thought. And they were like, you don't talk like that, really. Like, why are you talking like that in those videos? And I hear it now. At the time, I was like, no, I do sometimes. Like, sometimes I do like an upper voice. And he was like, no, you don't. You do not talk like that. So I'm really thankful, especially rewatching that video. It's so embarrassing, what I do with my voice. I don't know why I did it. I think it's because I get nervous sometimes, and then I like try to pass off as this like bubbly person. So there's just that, but I will link it down below if you want to watch it. So anyways, what I said in that video, I had these plans, these business plans, which I was very excited about. I was actively working on, and then like 3 months in, I found out that I was pregnant, and then I just kind of went into mom mode. Like, okay, well, I'm not going to be focusing on a business anytime soon. Like, that's not my priority now, because I found out I was pregnant. So my year has kind of been consumed with just kind of accepting that I'm about to be a mom of 3. It's a big thing to accept. It's a big thing to get used to. I literally feel like I was just 27 and having my first baby. So to think of me having 3 children now is kind of insane. I'm very blessed. I'm very grateful. I'm not saying that, but it just kind of took me completely away from trying to be super business oriented at the time. So I was hoping to read like personal development books, like Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, things like that, like personal development, financial books. And I just didn't end up really reading any of those, actually. So out of 24 nonfiction books, I ended up reading 8, and most of them took place last month. They were memoirs. They were not business related books at all. So that's okay. Things just ended up shifting for me. And again, that was fun to like rewatch, because I didn't even remember where I was at last year at this time. And now I'm just in such a different place. So that's part of the fun with it. So my fiction goal was 36 fiction goals. My goal was 36 books, and because I wanted to read like 3 a month, I thought that that was doable even with like my business goals. I totally just thought that I could read 3 books a month, and it turns out, even though there were some months where I didn't read any books, like where I went on hiatus or reading slump, whatever it is, I actually right now, halfway through December, I have read 36 books exactly. So I did it. I reached that goal. That is a very good goal for me, because especially when you go through reading slumps, when you're not just like gobbling down books, 36 is a really good goal, because when you think about that, 3 books a month, that's totally doable. Even if you do take a break sometimes, you can, I feel like, for me at least, I think I can definitely maintain a 36 number. So I'm really, really proud of myself for making that goal. You know, of course, the goal on here is like 100 or, 150. I just recently made a video about it. I don't feel obsessed or motivated by trying to read a whole bunch of books. So I'm really proud of myself for even last year, before I was like actively, really aware of it. I knew that my goal wasn't to read as many fiction books as possible. So I'm really excited for the next video I'm going to make, which is my 2024 goals, because they are even more doable. And I encourage you to know that that is fine as well. So I have to say, another thing I started doing in 2023 that I'm so proud of, that I plan to do even more in the year of 2024, is utilizing the library and keeping track of how much the library saves me. I made an unhaul video, and those books are still sitting in my house because it's such a huge amount of pressure to buy these books and buy them full price most of the time, and then they're just sitting there because I didn't actually like them. So it's very important to me to utilize the library, to not get books that I might not even like. So I'm proud of myself for, in 2023, starting to really utilize the library more. I'm also really proud that in 2023, I, for the most part, read for joy. I haven't gone through like all my different stats and things like that. This is literally just, I watched that video that I made last year at this time, and I just wanted to kind of like really hone in on that video and like what did I do from there. So I am going to make a separate video of like what my favorite books were in the year of 2023, which again, I'm really excited to look at because I haven't looked at those stats yet. But I feel like I really was able to read for joy this year. I read a lot of really good books that I was very into. Of course, I read some shitty ones, but that's gonna happen. And I'm really happy with the mentality I had going into these books, and looking back on the different books that I read, I know that I'm gonna be really pleasantly happy with what I actually spent my time reading. So let me go into some of the specific books. So this is going to be where I actually like read from my book. I had a list of some specific books that were on my bookshelf that I really, really wanted to read. How many were there? Hang on one second. So there were 15 books that were on my bookshelf that I really wanted to get to. Guess how many I got to? I finished one of them, and I DNF'd 3 of them. To be fair, one of them, it wasn't that I wasn't enjoying it. I found it to be super fun, and I will return to it again. Just at the time, I was already depressed, and I was trying to do like a sad girls reading vlog, and it was actually a really stupid idea, because when you're feeling sad and feeling down and you read about other people who are feeling sad and feeling down, it's just not really a smart mixture. It's like when you're feeling down, I guess sometimes like you want to listen to sad music, but to really invest in a book about another sad person, it's just kind of depressing. And I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. So let me get into the books that I wanted to read and the books that I actually did get to, but again, most of them I DNF'd. So some of the books I wanted to read was The Island by, I'll just post it here, The Stand, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Pride and Prejudice, and then there were none, Fight Club, Fahrenheit 451, On the Road, Africa in My Blood, Winter's Myths, Lord of the Rings, and Anne of Green Gables. So those were the different things that I wanted to read. And actually, I lied a little bit with what I just said, that I didn't read all of those. I didn't read all of those, but I forgot about Lord of the Rings. So, the books that I did read, though, that were on that list was Bunny by Mona Awad. I did read that start to finish. I did not enjoy it at all. It's actually one of the books that I unhauled. I know that people are hugely fans of that. And I guess I enjoyed the reading experience. I might have rated it a 3, but there was no way in hell that I was going to read it again. After I finished the book, I was kind of like, wait, what? I just didn't really enjoy the reading experience. I didn't really get it. I didn't care about any of the characters, to be honest with you. So I know for sure that I will never read that book again. Interview with a Vampire. I just recently tried to read that. Yeah, there was like violence against kids. These vampires were, eating a child, and I didn't resonate. I've got 2 little kids. I'm about to have a 3rd, and I just am really not interested in anything of the sort. My Year of Rest and Relaxation is the one that I was enjoying, but I very quickly realized that it wasn't the vibes that I needed. So I stopped reading it. I do still have it, though, and I will eventually read it. It's not top priority. Winter's Myths, which is by an author who's self-published, I'm pretty sure, Gage Greenwood. I started following him on Facebook. He friended me, and I wanted to read it. I'm not saying that I won't read it in the future. You want me to hold you? Come here, baby. Come here. Yeah, it's not that I wasn't into it at the time. I didn't get rid of it. He signed the inside of the book. I would eventually like to return to it. I love that he's a small author who kind of advertises for himself. Again, his name is Gage Greenwood. I just wasn't into it at the time. Lord of the Rings, I wanted to read the full trilogy. I read the first 2, and I purely simply could not force myself to continue. It's just really not my thing. I appreciate it for what it is, but it's just plain and simple not my thing at this point. If I ever happen to really get into fantasy, I will return to it. I fully am aware of the fan base around it. I love the movies. I love the story. I love Frodo. I love Sam Gamgee. I love it. I really fully enjoy the movies. We've watched them multiple times. Will is a huge fan of Lord of the Rings. But honestly, I really just wish I was doing anything else at the time, that anytime I was listening to it or reading it. So I was like, why am I going to continue? So I just didn't. So I did not finish that series, but I did read the first 2. And Anne of Green Gables, I wanted to read the full box set. I I still would like to, absolutely. That is important to me. I just didn't get to it. I am currently reading Anne of Green Gables now, actually, to take me into having this baby. I'm literally due in like a couple weeks, but it could be any time now because I'm huge. So that is, those were my reading goals. That's how I did with them. I did my best. I had a really great time. I made some goals with my channel. I grew a whole lot more than I was at last year, which I'm extremely proud of. I'm extremely thankful for. I am glad that I have sort of consistently posted this year. It is my longest time ever, like, being consistent. I have been on here, though, since 2019. And I feel like I've finally kind of gotten to a good place mentally to where no matter what's going on with my channel or, you know, like who's watching, who's not, that I am happy to be consistently creating content and posting it and reading and just talking about books that I love, even if nobody else is really interested in them. But I'm pleasantly surprised to be finding my people on here. I'm pleasantly surprised to be finding people who are trying to read against the grain. I shouldn't say that. I'm just not really reading the like super trendy books all the time. I don't really do new releases. And I'm finally at a place where like I'm okay with that. So thank you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you had a wonderful reading year yourself. I'm just so proud of myself. I keep everything in a little book. So it was really amazing to kind of go back to the written goals I made. I love it. I loved like marking off when I read something else. My reading journal, I would definitely love to make it prettier and like bigger and more detailed and take more notes and things like that. Maybe that's something I'll work on in 2024, but if you want to see like what all I wrote in here, you can. It was just kind of for keeping up with what I read, and I'm glad now, of course, looking back, that I did. So yeah, thank you so much again for being here. Did you make goals for 2023? How did you do with them? Do you do that? Do you not? Do you get excited by goals or do you get overwhelmed by them? I know for sure that Goodreads is not my thing. I don't like to make like Goodreads goals. I like to make TBRs on there and quickly add books that like if I'm watching it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If I see like somebody making a video and like a recommendation video, I'm like quickly adding like everything. So that's what I use it for. I don't do like, I don't set a Goodreads goal challenge. I like to keep it in my little book here because I'm a pen and paper girl. So yeah, okay, for the like 50th time, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.